So I accidentally envisioned and have started creating a 5-album, 5-movie sci-fi concept project. And here we are making a YouTube channel again so I can try to find some collaborators because I'm going to need some help to finish it. So basically, this is an invitation. The project is called The Mad Knives. It's a multi-album story about the end of the world and humanity's escape from planet Earth. So, let's talk about it. The big idea. So here's the whole format of the whole project in a weird little line drawing. Basically, there are chunks. And there's kind of an auxiliary chunk here. So these are drum books. We're not going to talk about those very much right now. These bigger ones are albums/movies. And these are books. And then this little section that we're not really going to talk about is there's an app/plugin for your DAWs. And then again, these are all albums and movies. So we're in this first section here right now. The first drum book is done. So let's zoom in on this section a little bit. So this is the first album/movie. First album/movie. We're going to just put up with my handwriting through all this. So, first book is done. Again, we'll talk about that later. First album, movie. If I was going to guess, I would say we're about here. Like a little less than halfway through this. The album is written. The basic tracks are all done. Drum tracks are done. Rhythm tracks are done. Mostly all the instrumentals are done. I need vocalists, which is the real reason for this channel. That's kind of where we're at. The movie is written. It goes along with the album. I have it storyboarded. We're going to talk about that a lot more later because this whole conversation has led me to why am I doing this? Let's check it out. Why? It's a big question and kind of a terrible one, if I'm being honest. I feel like this project is kind of happening to me. It came to me a few years ago, and it all started with some strange drum grooves that I was working on, and I decided it would be nice to see if those drum grooves could actually be used in any music. So I started writing some music. It turned into an album, turned into a movie, turned into 5 albums, turned into 5 movies, 2 drum books, and an app. So it's ridiculous. I feel silly doing it because it's an audacious project, but I can't leave it alone. I actually sort of tried to for a little while. I tried to not do it. Didn't work. Kept having ideas, kept working on it in the background. So I can't put it down. I can't avoid it. I can't not do it. So I'm just going to make it. Might take forever, but I'm going to make it. And that's the point of all of this. So the why, if I'm being honest, I'm just going to claim it's not my fault. It's happening to me. I'm pretty sure it's happening to me. So this presents a problem. Oh, look, an old page. It actually presents a handful of problems. A YouTube's channel worth of problems. The problem. The biggest problem. This is too big. It's way too big. So not only is it 5 albums, just within the first album, there are 5 characters to follow. There are multiple singers needed. So within those 5 characters, we need 4 singers. That's just for the first album. There are movies for each album. 5 movies. These are all going to be in different styles, if it's up to me. And we'll talk more about that later too. I want guest artists. Let's get a new color. So not only do we need 4 singers for the Mad Knives, who are going to be Mad Knives, we also need guest artists from the second album on. So that's 2 through 5. Need guest artists. There's 2 drum books like we talked about. One of them is written, thank goodness. One of them I have the ideas for. It's not written yet. And of course, across these 5 albums and 2 books and 5 movies, we're doing a bunch of different musical styles. So the first part of the arc, I'm pretty comfortable with the styles and I should be able to play them myself. But as we get deeper into this, we're going to delve into styles that I'm not great at. And amongst the guest artists, I'm going to be looking for guest drummers to come play some of the drum stuff that I've come up with. So that's going to be its own new kind of challenge. So the biggest problem, besides this being gigantic, is that I can't finish it myself. It's become obvious. I have to get help. And I'm bad at getting help. I live in the woods and I hang out by myself a lot of the time. That's why we're on the internet right now. So the solution, since we've talked about this giant problem, the solution, what are we going to do about this? So that kind of brings us to this channel. The solution, in my mind, is to build this monstrosity publicly. So, YouTube. And I think probably Instagram too. So I'll put the tag up, follow me over there. And the benefits, I think, to doing this are, this is going to be the way that I find collaborators. I'm going to look back into my old network. Another part of the problem, even though we're on the solution page, is that I'm too old for this. I've been making music for an awfully long time. I'm basically middle-aged now and too old for this. So finding collaborators is hard because my network is weak. I've let it fall apart a little bit. And I'm hoping this channel will help. So this is to find people who want to participate in this project. This video, much like all the other videos, is an invitation. Come and play with the Mad Knives. So, find collaborators. Document the process. I'm already behind documenting this page. So the solution, find collaborators. The whole time spelling live on video. Document the process. If we're being honest, this is kind of for me. I don't expect anybody to watch this. YouTube has 11 bajillion channels on it with even more videos. I'm screaming into the void, but this is to help me get my thoughts together, even if nobody else watches it. And beyond that, figure it out as we go. You can't climb a tall mountain in one step. This has been brutally true for my entire life, and I learn it more every day. So we're gonna little steps into the part of this that we can see, and hope that as we progress, the fog begins to clear. We change the opacity on the situation, and the further steps that are fuzzy right now become clearer as we approach them. So this is how I envision the solution. And that brings us to, what is this channel? We've been talking about it as we go. What is this? Interrobang. What is this? It's a good question. This channel is going to be 3 main things. The first thing is weekly updates. And we're going to treat this kind of like a journal. So I'm going to do weekly journal updates about how the project is going. For example, the first one is going to be about the first steps of finding singers for the first album. That's where the project is right now. So we're going to be doing weekly updates on how that's going, what I'm doing, how my efforts are working, if they're being effective or not, what kind of struggles I'm having, and constant requests for help from whoever might be out there. The next thing this will be is what I'm calling deep dives. So deep dive videos. For example, the first deep dive video I'm going to do is into the characters. We'll probably do another one about the spaceship, because there is a spaceship in this story that is very important to the story. I kind of think of it as a character itself. And we'll probably do deep dives into drum grooves, because I'm a drummer. That's the kind of monster that this is. And we'll probably tie those in with my sister channel, Dirty Bandana Music. That's for the drummers out there. And then the last thing that I'll be doing separate videos on is, we're going to call it world building. So this is going to be talk about the story. The story, the style, the design, inspiration, influences, art, things like that. So that's what the channel is mostly going to consist of. Every single week, weekly updates, no matter what. That's my commitment to myself. Deep dives, world building. Those are the other kind of videos. So like I said, first problem is finding singers, which is a pretty big problem. Problem 1, we'll talk about it more later. So, the Mad Knives. This really seemed like a good idea. Now I feel like it's going to take the rest of my waking life. But that's okay. It's a big project worthy of the effort, and I can't put it down even if I try. So, I can't believe I'm about to do this part. Here's where you come in. If you want to, like and subscribe. It makes me look more legitimate, which I'm clearly not right now. But as I'm searching for collaborators and I'm inviting singers mix engineers, instrumentalists, visual artists, animators, movie producers, directors, book publishers, app designers, marketers. This is an invitation to all of you. And the more people I have subscribed to the channel, the more legit it's going to look as I try to get those collaborators. That's the only reason. I don't honestly expect anybody to watch this, but make me look cool on the internet just so I can get awesome artists. That's the whole idea. Links in description, everything in description. There's a website, there's a SoundCloud, I think. There's demos to listen to. The vocals are terrible. That's why we got to find singers. Click all the links. Join me. That's it. Show the logo, play the outro. See y'all next week.